Hi everyone. I just had a really great question in my DMs around something I mentioned in my post last night, and it was specifically about the words early intervention. And I love that this question got asked. The word intervention, to intervene, is to get in there, stop something in its tracks, and change the course or alter the way it's moving forward. When we intervene, we are getting in there to fix something or change something, And look, I've been a therapist for many years, and I have written thousands of goals for children with the words early intervention in them. So, I worked within this framework for a long time until I've only more recently really worked out what aligns with me within the paradigm of supporting children's needs. So I have totally used the words early intervention, and whenever I use these words, always a goal or an expectation or a expected outcome, like an achievement that we are aiming for, attached to it. Because by the very meaning of the word intervention, which is like to step in and change the course of whatever's going on, there needs to be some kind of, well, this is what we don't want, this is what we do want. And so there's an outcome attached. However, when we have a goal or an outcome in mind that we are seeking to support children to meet, then we are trying to essentially change, fix, improve. We are trying to get children to meet some sort of external expectation that we have as therapists, or that the school has, or that the parents have, or that somebody else has. And then it really diminishes our capacity to support our children where they are in this moment and celebrate who they are in this moment. I really much prefer the word support. Early support. Early support's great. That means as soon as we recognize our children have support needs, we can be there supporting them from as soon as we recognize it. It doesn't mean we're intervening to try and change anything. We are often when we think about intervention, we are talking about behavioural or external outcomes, things that we can see. So there might be an outcome to make eye contact. There might be an outcome to socialise in a way that we want them to socialise. There might be an outcome, they will do this, they will do that, whatever it is. It's often an external thing that we can see. When we talk about supporting, we're often referring to internal support. So we are creating an environment of safety. We are helping support regulatory needs. We are regulating with our clients or our children. And when we work from the bottom up, when we really support the internal needs, because remember, autism and neurodiversity is an internal thing. It's not a behavioural disorder. It's not a social disorder. It's a neurotype. It's an internal thing. It's inside. It's how our brain works. So it stands to reason that it is an internal support that is going to, don't get me wrong, these terms aren't mutually exclusive to an internal or an external type thing, but language is so important. Language perpetuates our cultural understanding around who we are, who our children are, and how we can support them. And just by the very definition of the words intervene versus support, we have a completely different imagery and we have a completely different feel around what's happening. And those kind of nuances can completely shape a cultural understanding. Now, I'm totally not saying anyone's doing anything wrong. If you are a therapist who works in early intervention, if you are a family who is seeking early intervention for your child, I totally never judge what anyone else is doing. I have made a decision not to do it, and I have not used the words early intervention or set goals or outcomes for years, and I won't do it again. And for my own children, I seek support that is around helping expand their own sense of self-awareness, their ability to self-regulate, and to develop the confidence that they need to be the person, or to have autonomy over their own development, however that looks for them. And finally, I do believe we have our wires crossed around what support needs are. and what needs to be supported. And when we truly understand neurodiversity, truly understand that a neurodivergent brain is part of the normal human population of how brains are. A neurodivergent brain is not something that needs to be treated or managed so that it can be more like a neurotypical brain. Absolutely not. Can you imagine if we all started writing care plans and goals and outcomes to try and get neurotypical people to be more like autistic people? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It does not make, none of it makes sense. When we believe that we are